Hello guys, today we are going to take a look at this wheel loader, which is the one from Banggood, which came with the broken steering. Now, before I go any further, Banggood have agreed to replace this one. They've already sent me a replacement, and when it gets here we'll test it out in its stock form with the working steering. But since they haven't asked to get this one back, I thought we'll take it apart and see if we can figure out what is broken in here. Maybe we'll be able to fix it. Well, first thing we need to do is get it apart. I would imagine the motor we want is in here. Looks like it's going to pretty much split the whole model in half. So this is not going to be straightforward. All the mud guards have screws on this bottom plate and on the top. The ladders on the bottom and the top. So there's quite a few bits we need to take off just to get access into that motor. I might just take this mud guard off with the lower section, because the two screws behind the wheel look like they'll be hard to get out. Well, that was a lot more parts than I was expecting anyway. At the minute, I don't know if anyone's expecting this ever to go back together again.
You know, it's going to be great. Everything's fine. It's going to work out just fine.
But anyway, we're into our motor now, so you can see the mechanism here. You can see our mechanism here. We have a little lever arm that pushes on the front, another little lever arm, and that just pivots like that. There's clearly this is just another cheap toy motor, just kind of your generic toy motor, and a plastic gearbox. So presumably we have a broken gear in here. So let's open this up and find out. Okay, so I thought I'd power this up because it feels like there's a little bit of grip. It actually feels like something is slipping on a thread, but if we turn our steering, the part's actually moving. I can see the problem. So you can see there, this lever arm is actually cracked. That is why our steering's not working. There will be huge force being translated back to this piece from that front, because there's so much leverage between the bucket on the front loader all the way back through to that hinge in the middle, and that's being transferred then down to this small little piece of plastic. So for that to be split there, it's next to impossible that that's going to be able to push the entire weight, given the leverage of the front. I mean, this model is all made of plastic, so it weighs nothing, but relative to that joint, this type of mechanism, that's pretty significant. So that is our problem, but what I'm going to do about it, I'm not just sure yet. So the crack in this part, I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to fix it. I'll have to go away and think about this. I think at the minute I'm thinking that if I try and 3D print this part, when I go to press fit it onto here, whatever I've printed is just going to crack. Maybe I need to have an open-ended piece with a M2 bolt to clamp it around the shaft and tighten it down, and just be careful. Maybe that would work, but I'm just not sure the plastic that's in the 3D printed part would be the same as this polypropylene in terms of how resilient it would be. For example, I would imagine to this pin here on the 3D printed part would probably break off quite easily when it's exposed to this sort of a load, whereas this part wouldn't. So maybe I need to get some way of clamping this part here closed, like a sort of a Jubilee clip type of a thing. I don't know if you'd get one that small though, but maybe something like that would work. So I'm gonna have to go away and think about this. If you have any suggestions yourself, leave them below in the comments. Maybe some of you guys have experienced this before and have a good suggestion for it. Hopefully the video will go up before I come up with some solution for this, so that might get to see some of your comments before I put it all back together, because it's not easy taking this apart. There's an awful lot of screws just to get the thing in two halves. Well, we might have got a solution in this video, but at least we figured out what was wrong, and maybe the replacement one will arrive before we get this fixed, so one way or the other we'll be able to see what the stock model was able to do, and we'll do a proper comparison with the working one rather than the one that I've repaired, just in case I do something that changes it in some way, or maybe something else is not just right after it being battered around in the box. But that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to hit the like button if you did. Thanks very much for watching, guys. If you liked the video, please hit the like button, and if you don't want to miss out on the next video, click the subscribe button below and get the bell on for notifications. A big thanks to all our patrons, sponsors, and you guys buying the PCBs for your own projects. That all helps to support the channel and keep the content coming. And speaking of content, there should be links on the screen now to a few more videos if you want to keep watching. And if you go to the channel homepage, you'll see that there are plenty of playlists there to check out. But that's all I have for today, so I'll see you in the next video.